Hello and welcome on in, everybody. Good to see you all. Welcome on into the review day of the Photoshop challenges. For the past 2 weeks, we've been doing Photoshop challenges, various techniques, various methods. And today we're just going to kind of hang out, chat a little bit. I'm going to show off some of the designs that you in the community have done. I might answer some questions if you guys have any. I got a little demo or two planned for you just to kind of clarify some things and talk about some things that I see commonly. So we're just going to kind of hang out, review what we've done. It's a pretty relaxed stream. We're not doing any formal challenges today. If you haven't seen any of the challenges, you can go to the Photoshop challenge page. I believe we have 8 challenges there that we've done. And yeah, what's up, everybody? I'm just checking the chat, seeing who's here. General Kenobi, good to see ya. Hello there. Ted, Biola, Steve, what's up, Wade? Good to see ya. Welcome on in, everybody. Kid Wolf, good to see you. Sean, what's up, Sean? Frosia, welcome on in, everybody. So you guys have done some awesome challenges throughout the past 2 weeks. It's been really great to see. We're definitely going to cover some of those. First off, I did want to jump into Photoshop real quick. Let me pop open an image here. And I just want to clarify some things. So maybe it would be better if I have an image like this. So on the Illustrated Composite Effect Challenge, I forgot to mention the fact that your foreground and background colors do, in fact, affect the artistic and sketch effects. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if we have this image, this is just kind of a random stock image that I have. And we go to Filter, Filter Gallery. Zoom out a bit so we can see what we're seeing. So this is the artistic effect. This is the sponge effect. We use this for, I believe, the caricature challenge. But if you go down to the sketch effects and you go into something like graphic pen, photocopy, or even charcoal, you'll notice you're not getting the classic kind of charcoal, graphic pen, photocopy effect that we got in, I think it was challenge 2, I said. Let me double check that. Yep, challenge 2. So that is because the foreground and background colors. So if we click cancel and we change this to black and have that to white, go up to filter, filter gallery, go back down to sketch, go to charcoal. Now it looks right. So I think there was a little bit of confusion in these challenges because of that. So I just wanted to clarify that and make sure to mention that sometimes you do have to take note of your foreground and background colors on your picker over here on the left-hand side, just to make sure that you're not going to have issues with that. Now, if we cancel that and we flip these, there's this little arrow you can click to switch the foreground and background colors. If you do that, and you go into Filter Gallery, we go to the Sketch section, and we do charcoal. Now you'll notice it has this negative look. It's inversed. So even just having those colors flipped the other way can give you an effect that you're not looking for. So I just wanted to point that out, because if you're ever running into an issue where you're doing some of these filters and something isn't quite looking right, try checking those colors and making sure that they're in the orientation that they need to be. So for this one, it would be black as the foreground color, white as the background color. Ted, what's going on? I don't know if I said hey to you, Ted, already. But yeah, that's a quick little note. What's going on, Frank? Just a heads up to everyone for your own clarification. And I want to start showing some of these challenges that we got. So I think I've gotten the ability to look through these and kind of gather a pretty large amount of them. I've saved about 64 of these. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go over half the challenges, and then I have a little demo I want to do for you all just on basically the topic of atmospheric perspective, but this is a topic I run into or I see people having issues with fairly regularly when it comes to composite challenges. It's one of the things I really like to talk about, one of the things I think helps a lot. So we're going to do a little demo for that after we cover about half of these challenges. So let's jump into the challenges and check out what you guys have created. Let's see, where's this image popping up? There we go. Let me make sure this is formatted in a way that people can see the full thing. Oh, I opened it twice. There we go. All right, something like that should be good. Maybe if I move over here on the right, I'll be a little bit less in the way. So this is by a Cape Cod photographer. I'm gonna be going by the usernames on Discord for these, by the way. So if anyone has a different username in the Behance chat, just know that I'm going off the Discord one. Hey, what's up, Robert? Good to see you. So this is a Cape Cod Photographers Challenge for the illustrated composite effect. Let me pop up those challenges. Yeah, so this is illustrated composite effect. Really, really cool effect and really, really cool photo. I particularly like this one because the way they masked off the elbow in front of the shoulder really gives that depth of the figure coming out of the paper towards us. So that's a very clever masking with the layering to give that sense of depth, and I think that really sells the effect extremely well. And of course the pencil and sketch effect is spot on as well. Great image with the kind of sketch desk too. Very cool. And then we got a Frosia. Oh, by the way, these are going in alphabetical order. It's just the way I saved them. So you'll see people's kind of put together alphabetically. So this is a Frosia's Tear the Sky effect. This is really fun. I like the bold yellow and purple kind of contrast here. Great work on the shadows. The alien fits in with the scene very nicely. Very sinister look to it. Awesome job of Frosia. We also have a Frosia's illustrated composite effect here, which is really nice. Great blend between the two, the photo and the sketch effect. Got the little shadow going on. Very nice job with the masking as well. Hey, what's up, Frosia? See a Frosia in chat. See Gez in chat too. What's going on, Gez? Rick, what's up, everybody? And then we got a Frosia. I think a Frosia just posted this one because this was yesterday's challenge. So we may not have as many of these face paint effects challenges, but this looks great. The blending mode on here looks really nice. It might help to like mask out just that edge where it's overlapping the hair just to soften that up. But this all came out really well. Great masking with the eye. Very clean lines with the lipstick, and then I like this kind of eyeliner, eyeshadow stuff going on. Great job of Frosia. We got B Graphic with some of these challenges. I really liked this one. This was the text portrait effect, applied in a very clever way. We kind of have these artistic effects applied to the bird, and then a couple different styles with the text. I think this is really cool. I like how subtle the middle one is. Like, I think that could definitely work in a lot of applications. I could picture that being in like a book where it's not trying to take up like a whole page as a artistic image, but just kind of this like background graphic. But I really like the color and how much that pops. Is B Graphic Bruce? Did I not know that? Let me know, Sean, for sure. Another one by B Graphic. This is the text challenge, but kind of a different spin on it. I thought this was really cool. The layering of styles here and the size difference between the text has a really strong effect. Very clever use of this challenge. I really like the color scheme too. So this is great. And then we got Bilski. I loved this design. So I just saw this the other day, but the color combination works great, but just the sizing, the size variation between the text, and then the inclusion of the title text in the front here, the masking with the football and the W, all looks really, really good. Those Discord to Behance usernames can be confusing, yeah. Yes, oh, okay, so B Graphic is Bruce. Oh man, how did I not know that? Well, that's good to know. So this is a great design by Bilski. I love that one. Another by Bilski, we have the miniature world challenge. This is really cool. I love the lantern idea. and kind of the illumination surrounding that. The little dots and speckles kind of all around gives it definitely a very whimsical look. The coloration of the ballerina fits in with the scene very nicely. Sobilski did a great job with this one. And then we got CK with the double aliens. And I don't know if you noticed this, but there's an extra little creepy addition to this alien that makes it even somehow more unsettling. Is it the lips? Well, this alien has lips too. I don't know. It's off-putting in the best kind of way. So great masking with the second tear here behind the first one. I like the sense of scale with the alien coming towards us, and I also like how this alien is much darker. So it really does feel like it's coming out of this dark galactic background. So great job by CK. CK also with this one, I love the softness to the colors in this. The masking looks great. The transition from the sketch effect to the photo effect came out really well. So great job by CK with this one. Let me see, where was I trying to be? Okay, I'm just trying to keep time in mind here to make sure we can cover everything. But yeah, this is great. I love the coloration of this whole thing. And we got CK's neon effect challenge. This was really cool, kind of like an illustrated element with the Blue Angel aircraft here. Great job with the wires coming down. The glow all looks really great. There's a nice roundness to the neon effect with the letters and the lines. Kind of that, I think it was the inner glow effect really helps make it look 3D. So this is awesome. I love this neon effect challenge. The illustrated aspect is super cool. CK also with the miniature world challenge. And I like this. I like the kind of whimsical look. I believe CK said this was their own photo as well, so that was really cool to see. D-Human with the caricature challenge, just killing it. This is super, super cool. I love this one. Definitely taking that caricature aspect and really like keeping the likeness, but exaggerating the features, which is really, what you see with a lot of those classic caricatures. So very impressive job combining the compositing, some masking, the illustrated look of it all. Just chef's kiss, perfect, on point. I love this one. Diaz with the neon sign, very cool. I love this text effect. I thought this fit the effect super well because it's just this one continuous line. The glow looks great in this. Yeah, no problem, Clarissa. They're great. And then we got Frank, our own Frank. This is the illustrated composite effect. Really cool job with the sketch effect. I like how it was masked around the pencil to really give it that sense of depth and kind of fit it in. The transition between the two work really well. I like how you can kind of see the lines going up into the photo and just a seamless transition. Super nice transition there. We got Frank with the neon sign effect. I love this one. Very well done. What I really liked about Frank's designs was this kind of cutting off each one. So each stroke is just like one line. So you see that here with this doubled effect. The disconnect looks super good. The balance between the blue and the pink neon worked really well. And we got another one from Frank. This is super good. I love the glow on the background of the brick. It just has so much depth to it. The nice deep shadows on the chords here looks fantastic. We even have the lighting on the edges, just on point on the edges of those chords in the back. But they're still very subtle. So Frank's killing it with this. And then this is also Frank's. I don't know if any of you saw this in the Discord, but this was fantastic. So well done. I don't know how many frames he's got here. 4 or 5, but just the inflate and deflate works so well. That was a good one. Another animated one by Frank. So this is the face paint digital makeup challenge. This turned out great. Just nailed it. The makeup effects all look on point. I love the rustic look of it. The background fits the, I believe that's Harley Quinn character super well. Great photo too, like the expression works really well with this design. And then there's the original, and you can see the transition. So great job, Frank. You can see a lot of times Frank really like puts purpose and thought into it. So for the digital makeup one, he finds a photo that fits the theme of what he's going for. So I'm always excited to see you guys kind of like have a vision for these challenges and fit them together in that way. We got Gerard with the tear the sky effect. I really like how giant this alien is in this one. Fits in with the coloration of the scene very well. And then we got Gez. So Gez with the tear the sky challenge. The masking looks great on these. I really like the kind of colorful foreground here. I think the alien fits in with it well, and the sky looks a bit more stormy, which I think fits this image nicely. We also have the illustrated composite effect challenge, but it looks like it was combined with like a watercolor effect, which I thought was super, super cool. Like these kind of blobby watercolor stains work really well. Very convincing effect. Gez with the text portrait challenge. I thought this was super neat. Just the texture and the color on this has such an interesting look to it. Kind of this warm and cool texture as well. Another one, this is really cool. Very dramatic sort of black and white look to it, which I think works really well. I like how the eye is clearly the focal point in this. The rest kind of fades away, but you know, your eye just is attracted right to that point. And then Gez with the watercolor challenge. I think this came out really well. The brush texture edges work very nicely too. And then we got Hughes. This is, I believe, the Tear the Sky challenge, so this is very cool. Very nicely done. Hugh with the neon sign. I think this looks great. I love the addition of the chain, and the wall texture in the background looks fantastic. Really sells that effect. I hope I'm not gonna butcher this name, but I am Ahmed Saidas. I hope I said that close. But I love this design. They did a few of these designs with these athletes and different color schemes depending on the team. This was my favorite one of Messi. I love the boldness of the blue, the dark blue against the white background. I think it gives it some great pop. Little logo in the bottom is great addition. The blue and yellow works really well. So this was a really cool effect. Kajrov, we got Kajrov with the illustrated composite effect. The illustration effect looks really good. The transition and masking between them came out really nicely. Very well done. Nice masking on the figure. I love this one, the text effect challenge. The gradient map has this really cool look between the saturated greens and these more desaturated yellows. I thought that was a super cool effect. Very creepy. This one was neat too. Kajrov did a few of these. But just the coloration and style of this one had a really bold look to it that was very eye-catching. I thought this was very neat. Very nice focal point on the eye as well. Yeah, if anyone doesn't know, by the way, Kajrov is Robert. Another one by Kajrov. I love this, just the whole kind of world creation with the mushroom, the butterfly, and she's looking up towards the butterfly, so that fits in with the image really nicely. And we got Coonstick. I thought this was a super cool style for the neon sign effect. Just like the desaturated look to the wall and the boldness of the text. Just has a really cool style. We got Kid Wolf. This was the Tear the Sky one. I love the take on this. I'm sure this would be a favorite of Val's. But just the Star Destroyer coming through. We got the ship in the foreground, which creates some really nice depth, has more contrast, looks really good. Kid Wolf with the neon sign. I love this sort of the illustrated look to it. Came out really well. And then the miniature world challenge, I thought this was really cool. Just the like bold white of the horse makes for a really strong focal point. It's the sharpest focus, which really draws your eye to it as well. I love the idea of like this miniature Pegasus. And then we're gonna put it to the side for there. I went a little bit longer than I should have. I'm always trying to be on time on these review streams, but I'm gonna show you something real quick that I want to talk about. I'll have to keep it pretty short. Let me see where I am time-wise. Yeah, okay, I'll try to keep this pretty quick. So what I wanted to talk to you about briefly is atmospheric perspective in compositing challenges. So when you're doing compositing images, a common mistake I see, or at least something I want you guys to keep in mind when doing this, is matching contrast. So these are the same figure. I just duplicated them and put them off into the foreground and background, and maybe I'll shrink him down even more. I feel like he might be smaller. So let's say this guy in the foreground is standing right next to this tree. Excuse me. I'll actually mask out his foot. Let's say he's right behind the tree. And he's a smart object, mind you. So what I'm going to do is go to Filter. Let me make sure I'm selecting him, not the mask. I'm going to go to Filter, Neural Filters. And we're going to do the Harmonize Neural Filter. So I'm going to check that on. Select the background as the reference image, of course. And let's see Photoshop do its magic, see how it looks. I'm not going to try to get this perfect, but yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe I will boost the yellows and the greens a little bit. I'll just say good enough. This isn't really a compositing challenge, but I think that looks pretty good. And the reason for that is we're trying to match the shadows, the contrast. So the shadows and the lights, how extreme are they? Are they really, really deep shadows? In this situation, yes, they are. His pants look like they don't really match the deepness. He looks like he's in a brighter light here, and it's not quite fitting. But that harmonization effect matched the contrast a lot more. Do you see how those shadows are a lot closer together? Now, obviously, the shadow color will depend on the overall local color of the object. So if you're comparing this dark brown tree bark to a white t-shirt's shadows, that's not going to make sense. But I think the denim and the bark are similar local values, so it kind of gives us an idea. So I think that looks a lot better because of that, right? Now let's apply that same effect to him in the background. You can see, because of atmospheric perspective, because of this haze and everything, the shadows are much, much lighter. Like if we color pick that shadow, it's super bright, and his shadows are much too dark. So let's go to Filter, Neural Filters. Harmonize. I'm going to select the background. I'm not going to have time to tweak this to be right, so I'm just going to accept whatever it gives me. I have it in value mode here, by the way. Now, it made the coloration fit the scene better, I would say. I would tweak it a little bit, but the contrast does not. So what I would do from here is create a levels adjustment. I would clip that to that figure, and this bottom slider, you can basically dictate the darkest that the darkest tone can be. So I'm going to try to put that into my grayscale mode and tweak that much, much more like that. Now I'm gonna mess with the saturation. He looks way too desaturated now. Do that with the hue and saturation adjustment layer. But that is kind of what I would want to do, is try to match those shadows a little bit more accurately. Let me see if I can do this real quick. I got to leave time to go over the rest of the challenges. You know, and this isn't the cleanest idea, but keep that in mind. Also, if you're doing shadows in the background, like underneath his feet, check the shadows, the cast shadows of objects near him. Also here, you'll see the cast shadows much darker. These are all little context clues that are going to help you be able to match the contrast a little bit more. So let's go through these. I'm running out of time. I hope I can get to everyone. This is Mead's Neon Challenge sign. I love the kind of illustrated look and the layering of different colors and sizes here. Great job, Mead. Mitsu with the Tear in the Sky challenge. Very clever take on this, with the design in the background matching up with the foreground. Very cool. Mitsu's another one with the great sense of depth with the figure jumping off the page here. I thought that worked really well. We got Merviper with the neon sign. Really cool style to this. I love that glow across it. Very cinematic. Patrick, I like the kind of asymmetrical transition between the drawn and the photo. This came out really well. And we got Patrick again with the watercolor photo. Very neat. Love that look. Those like blobby shapes work really well for that watercolor. PR with the text, the illustrated text challenge. This came out really well. I love the kind of dramatic shadow between the black and the green tones. PR with the watercolor. This came out really well. Nice clean look. The edges of the pooling of the watercolor effect are on point. We got PR with the Miniature World Challenge. I love the blue mushroom, kind of this whole whimsical look, works really well. Sekbavi with the Tear the Sky Challenge. I love the glow on this one. Very cool effect. Sekbavi with the text one too. Great colors. The gradient mask looks on point. Very, very cool. The neon sign. We got Snow. I love this one, using their own photo. The bold color contrast works super well. Great illustrated look to the neon challenge. Sorry I'm rushing the last ones of these. But we got Susan Holt, Ted B with the watercolor, the neon sign with Ted, Teta Vanga with the raccoon challenge. This is the kind of like transition between real and illustrated. This one was amazing. I love the colors on this. Very cool stuff. Another by Teta. We got T. Loomis with the Tear of the Sky. I love the text ones for T. Loomis. Very cool challenges. Great watercolor effect. We got Upa with the caricature. I love the look of this. Super well done. And then the makeup challenges by Upa as well. So sorry if I rushed some of those end ones, but definitely check out the Discord. This is where you can share your challenges, get feedback. I'll be giving more feedback over the next coming days. So definitely keep posting. Check out what everyone's doing. Great job these past 2 weeks, everyone. These came out amazingly. Thanks so much for joining. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did as well. And I will see you all next time. Have a great weekend, everybody.